What's up, everybody? It's your boy Level Up Lomax back with another legendary video. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I wish I knew before the age of 30. Today is a special day. Today is October 24th, 2024, and today is my 30th birthday. Yes, I was born October 24th, 1994. So, exactly 30 years ago today, I graced the world with my presence. But, obviously, turning 30 has had me thinking, I think ever since I turned like 27, I've been thinking about all the things that I wish I knew at an early age that would have helped me maneuver better in life, But I'm not saying that I got a bad life or anything like that, or that I missed out on anything, because I believe that things happen in your life and you go through certain things in life to teach you certain things, to, it molds you and shapes you into who you are. And I think that that's why God put certain people through certain things. The number one thing that I wish I knew before the age of 30 was how important credit was. I knew credit was important, but the way that I looked at it was like, it'll help you get stuff, it'll help you get a loan, it'll help you, get a car loan. And I didn't look at it as, I guess I didn't know that it would be so important. And back in the day, they didn't check credit to get apartments or to get a house. Well, to get a house they did if you was buying a house. But as far as getting an apartment, they never checked credit and stuff. So I really only looked at credit as, you need good credit to get a good car payment, Like, that's really all I looked at it as, because back in the day, I really didn't believe in credit. Like, when I first, around 18 and 19 and shit, I really didn't believe in credit. I had a lot of cars that I bought cash. I didn't get a car note for a long time. Like, I think I'm 30 years old, and this is only like my second car note. And the first one wasn't that long, so like, I really didn't think in the way of using credit. So I guess that may be my fault that I had a different mindset about it. So it made it kind of like unimportant to me. But nowadays, credit is very important. Like, even if you got cash, even if you got money, you still need credit to get better interest rates and stuff like that on things. So credit is very important. And then also, it takes years to build up credit. Like, you can't just change your credit score in 2 or 3 months. Like, it's gonna take at least 6 months to see a little change. So at the end of the day, credit is very important. You definitely should take credit serious and start building your credit profile now. Because if I would have known that, I would have started building my credit profile at 18. And my credit profile will be over 10 years old by now. So that's the number one thing, is credit is very important. And it's kind of like, even if you got money, you still need credit. So that's the number one thing, credit. Then the number 2 thing that I would say I wish I knew before the age of 30 was how important a career was. How important it is to put yourself in position as early as possible. Because everybody is not college people. I did go to college, But in college, I realized that college wasn't for me. Shit, I knew it in high school, but I just had to go, to see. And obviously I played football, so I wanted to go to college for that. But I was like, yeah, this college stuff, school just wasn't for me, and it wasn't that I couldn't focus or anything. I couldn't find a way to be enthusiastic about it. Like, it was just always seemed like a big ass chore to me. Like, I hated it, And when you're in college, something that people don't talk about in college is you don't have to be there. It's not like high school. Like high school, you gotta go, you get in trouble for not going, and so on and so forth. But in college, you don't have to go. So nobody is like beating down your door like, oh, you missed class today. Like, no. And then if you do miss class, the teacher is not gonna be like, oh, here's that work from the class you missed. No, you just missed that shit. So at the end of the day, I realized, college wasn't for me. And if I would have made that transition earlier, as far as knowing that how important a career was, I would have found one quicker. But, I came back from college, I stewed around for a couple of years, just working, and all I cared about was money. So if I was making decent money, I was good. But as time went on, I realized that these jobs aren't really secure. I was working warehouse jobs, and my whole thing when it comes to work is if I'm making good money, I don't care. But then I started to realize, the money wasn't good when I needed to make more money. And that's when I understood, like, oh, I need something that's going to guarantee me a job, and I need something that's going to pay well. And that's what led me into becoming a truck driver, I became a truck driver at 24. So, I wasn't too late, but if I understood the importance of a career earlier, I would have did that shit at 21. So, at the end of the day, if you young and you know that college is not for you, find you a career. Find you something. Most likely, if college is not for you, it's going to be a trade, or you might be able to start your own business. But at the end of the day, find something that works for you, that's going to make you money, and that's going to guarantee you employment. That's the number one thing. So that's the second thing I would say that I wish I knew before the age of 30 was how important it is to have a career. And then number 3, I'm going to say relationships. When it comes to relationships, at a young age, you like girls, duh, and you gonna chase them. Like, I ain't one of them older folks that be like, stop chasing the women. We want women. Like, we want sex, we want relations, so it's inevitable that, and it's in your DNA, it's a part of us to want to reproduce. It's a part of us to want to sow our royal oats. So you gon' do it. But my thing is, I wish that I would have waited on that. I wish that I would have not put so much importance on being in a relationship and all of that stuff. Because those years from 18 to 25, those are your development years. Those are the years that you're putting yourself in position, basically. Those are the years that you need to use to build your foundation for your life. And when you focus on stuff that don't contribute to building that foundation for yourself, it leaves you doing that later on in life. And this leads me into my 4th thing, is about having kids early and having kids young and having kids before you're established, because now you have to focus on being in a relationship and being a parent, and that takes your focus away from building that foundation. And now you have to try to build that foundation on top of being a parent and being a partner in a relationship. And it will become too much. It can become too much, especially at an early age, because you can only focus on, like, I'm not saying that you can't focus on multiple things at one time, but it stretches you thin. And it's pulling you in so many different directions that everything gets shorted your attention. So your career and finding a career and building stability don't get as much as attention as it should. Being a parent don't get as much as attention as it should. Being in a relationship, being a partner don't get as much attention as it should, because you stretch thin between all of these things. All of these equally important things, which makes it even harder, because all of these things are just as important as the other. So now you running around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to put your all into all of these things at one time, and it's hard. So that's one thing that I wish I knew earlier, that I wish I understood earlier, was that there's gonna be a time for those things. But from 18 to 25, those are your development years, and you need to allocate that time and that attention to that. And that'll set you up for a lot. I'm not going to say it's going to be a better life, because you can still have problems even later on in life. But what I'm just saying is, if you take that time to develop yourself, to develop your foundation in life, it'll make things a lot easier than trying to do all of these things at one time. At the end of the day, there's going to be a time for that stuff, you know. So that's another thing. That's the fourth thing that I wish I knew, that I wish I understood before the age of 30. And then lastly, number five is preservation. As far as your finances, as far as your body, I guess not preservation, but I'm trying to say basically like setting yourself up for the future all across the board, you know, building up that savings account, you know, being healthy, you know, not putting poisons in your body, not doing drugs, not saying I was doing drugs, but I'm just saying, like, obviously, you know, I'm overweight, and, you know, I should have been on that shit way back in the day. I played hella sports, so even though I was always fat, I felt like I was healthy and athletic. And I was never one of those people that was like, had low self-esteem because I was fat, you know, like I didn't care, because, you know, I still got women. So I'm like, shit, it ain't hindering me none. And I was very athletic, you know, I was good at every sport I played, you know, so I mean, like, I never was one of those people that was like upset or was they was upset that they fat, you know, like I always felt like I looked good. I always, you know, I was always confident. So me being overweight, it never really affected me that much. So, but now that I'm 30 years old, you know, I gotta get in shape, because now it's to a point where, you know, my body is wearing down, you know, and I need to get this weight off of me to preserve myself. I'm not sick, you know, I'm not like hurting or anything like that, like, but I know that I can't keep carrying this weight around as I get older, because it's working on my organs, it's working on my knees, you know, Like, I need to get in better shape and get healthier to preserve myself longer. You know, so at the end of the day, that's really what I mean when I say that, you know. And then as far as finances, you're not going to be able to work forever. So at the end of the day, you're going to have to start at some point building up for when you can't work no more, you know. And luckily, trucking is one of those careers, you know, I sit behind the wheel and I drive, so I can do it. I've seen 80-year-old truck drivers, you know, but who wants to do that? Who want to be working all their life? I got my CDLs when I was 24. So you mean to tell me I'm going to be working for 45 years? Like, hell no, I don't want to be working for no 50 years. Like, you know, I want to, you know, retire at a good age. You know, I don't want to retire when I'm 70. And then they just moved retirement age from 68 to 72. So they counting on me to retire they want me to keep on working till I'm 70. That's crazy. I don't want to do that. So at the end of the day, you know, you got to set yourself up. You know, you got to set yourself up. And then back on the health tip, if you doing stuff, if you putting poisons in your body, you doing stuff to hurt yourself, like, that just don't make no sense. And yeah, some people be like a lot of cigarette smokers be like, people that don't smoke cigarettes die every day. But also, people that don't smoke cigarettes live to be 80 and 90. And you don't. So at the end of the day, all I'm saying is, you know, preserve yourself. You know, do whatever it takes to keep yourself in a position, or put yourself in a position that that's gonna guarantee you longevity. That's really what I'm saying. But with that being said, that's really all I got for y'all today, man. You know, I'm 30 years old. I'm officially So if y'all got any questions, you got anything you want me to talk about, you know, leave me some comments down in the comment section. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, Level Up Lomax, checking out.